You know, I really thought we'd left this behind when we left Europa, but once again, I'm afraid we have an episode where the match involved does not matter a single jot. Sorry about that. If it helps any, we'll talk about the squad and what we're going to change over the summer. Any good? Hello, my name's Damien, I'm that Tracking Football Manager, and welcome back to Glasses United for the last game of the season. Like I say, it could not matter less. It literally couldn't. We will play through the match, and then we'll look through the squad, work out who's staying and who's going. There's a lot of there's a lot of non-contracted players that we need to decide whether we're going to bother keeping them around or not. I've already kicked out a lot of them, but there's a few more. The youth intake, we can talk about the 3 or 4 players that arrived there. But for the most part, it's a bit of a chill, end-of-season kind of an episode. What we've done since you last saw us, well, I can't even remember when that was. When was that? Oh, it was Man 62 and 1 Scalpel, wasn't it? Was it? No, it was Magpies Man 62. That was it. That might have been it. I don't really remember. Well, there's the numbers. We played Monscalpi, who lost 2-1. Keith and Ramos put us 1-0 up after 2 minutes. They put it back to 1 each after 3 minutes. And we ended up losing to Timmy Abraham, who I feel like shouldn't be at this level. I realise it's not Tammy, but even so, he fell apart fast, didn't he? He was a Fulham boy, free to Shrewsbury, loaned to Oldham, and they paid money, then free to Harrogate, and then 3 to Monscalpe. And 8 goals, 3 assists, and 2 man of matches in 19. He's not struggled at this level, has he? Then something bizarre happened. We beat Lincoln 4-3. And to be fair, it wasn't anywhere near that close. We were 4-0 up with 5 minutes to play. Yeah. Cawthorne, Wells Morrison with 2, and Harry Johnson with another. And in the 85th minute, we were 4-0 up on Lincoln. They had a man sent off as well, but then they did that thing the football manager likes to do, and suddenly it's 4-3, and like, oh, is that? Oh, well, we just scraped a win against Lincoln. No, we absolutely stuffed them. I don't know how or why, it just happened. Then we played Lynx, and we beat them 2-0 away. Sarah and Cawthorne with the goals. Then we played Europa FC, and we lost 2-0 away. Hopper got himself sent off at the death. Second yellow card, doesn't really matter. McGruer and Reese scored in the first 10 minutes, and it was over. Then the really annoying one, we just got smashed 3-0 by Man 62, and Tito de Torres, that guy, scored all 3 of the goals. Again, a guy who hasn't been able to get in the national side for forever. So we've got Monscalpe away next. If we look at the league table, the full one, please, thank you. We are third. We are 10 points ahead of Monscalpe, 10 points behind Lincoln. Like, we're pretty well wedged. Gary Turpey pointed out, wouldn't it be absolutely hilarious if Europa FC went on to do the perfect season this year? And I'll tell you what, that draw was like their last match. I was scared. It wasn't their last match, it was the last one I saw. It was their 19th match. They got a draw against Lynx. Somehow Lynx managed to hold them to a draw. It's nice to know it's not only me, right? So yeah, Europa with a very nearly perfect season again. 58 points plus 58 goal difference. I feel like that's quite low as a goal difference goes, but never mind. Lincoln plus 30 and 46 points. It's turning a bit Scottish Premiership, isn't it? There's some fairly big old chunky gaps between the teams. Lynx with 11 points. Absolutely stole their place in the top half. And then basically got 1 point since then. And that's how it's going to finish. Man 62 have finished their season, pretty much everyone. In fact, we are the last game. So yeah, nothing will change. I know I'm building it up, right? So let's crack on and do that first. Let's get the football out of the way so we can talk about the other stuff. I'm going to rotate a bit. We're going to put Adams in goal because, frankly, I don't think Jake Victor's going to be here next year. This Danny Adams is 16 years old, and he is as good as Jake Victor, who is definitely not 16 years old anymore. So we're going to start him. Why not? Who else can we start? Who else is down this way? Wilkinson, you're a kid, aren't you? No, 24. You won't be here much longer. Well, I'll tell you what. If we put Victor back in goal and then say pick rotated squad full rotation. And I'm just going to let that sit. I'm not going to touch it. There's no horrifically bad out of position players. So let's just watch those players and see what happens. I know, right? That's tactics. Make the assistant do it. But it's going to pick players I wouldn't have even thought of. And we can get a good look at some of the players that I haven't been watching. I'm fed up of our recent bad form. Go fix it. Also, I got faith in you. Apart from that being fed up with you, I've got faith in you. Honest. Who's the boy with the green hairband? I feel like he needs releasing on principle. Just a point, you know. Ramos has got... Oh, it was their player with a green hairband. Who is it? Here comes Timmy Abraham. Thomas does fairly well. Southern Hale's back to Santos. I want that green hairband. Where is it? Where is he? There he is. Walker, number 38. If you're watching this on a phone, you haven't got a chance of seeing that. But Walker, number 38, has got a green hairband in his long, greasy black hair. Abraham's through 1-on-1. Hobbs saves the day. Adams did not cover himself in glory. He is only 16. Let's not bully him too much. In other news, we have agreed to extend the loans of both the Europa players we've got. Names are a challenge for me at the minute, but the centre-half who's not quite good enough, but getting better, and the forward whose star rating isn't good enough, but actually he's a pretty good forward. Harry Johnson is the forward. No idea who the defender is. Santos. Just shouting the word Santos is apparently what passes for commentary these days. Bates wide to Parkinson, slots one through in front of Sheaf, who buries it. Is that Ben Sheaf? No, it's Max Sheaf. Puts it in off the underside of the crossbar and we're 1-0 down to Monscalpe. Adams was rooted to the spot. Stop bullying the 16-year-old. There are laws against that sort of thing. I'm assuming it would be bad to refer to the midfielder as Master. Because he's called Bates. Master Alfie, because his first name is Alfie. You see, when you explain the joke, it falls apart a bit, doesn't it? What was that? Get your acts together and start playing some football. Who have we got on the bench? Anyone good? Not really. Got Harry Johnson, I suppose. Let's put Harry Johnson on. Jordan Thomas hasn't been very good. Harry Johnson can play up there. I think that's about it, isn't it? Yeah, that's about it. Go. We have also, again, a sign for what the standard is of this level is that we have given new contracts to the 34-year-old centre midfielder and the 35-year-old left back. But they're still really good players. They're getting another season. If they don't play for the entire season, then they don't play for the entire season. But they're both very, very good. Harrison Heath's the midfielder and Sam Ward? No. Sam something is the left back. This isn't very good, is it? Hobson drives in a free kick, headed across, and Ramos is clawed off the line. G, but not that one, will take up the ball eventually. Yep, he's worked it out. 5 to play. It looks like we're going to lose to Monscalpe. That's not what we want. Harrison Heath, he's the old man. He can come in for Laguerre. And see, that's straight away, that's that guy. 35 years old. He's a defensive winger. And he's still the best centre midfielder we've got. Which is a bit of a worry. And the idea is that hopefully he won't be the best centre midfielder we've got next year. But he'll still be probably a factor. Jack Breed can come on for Hobson. There we go. Making two midfield... Changing the entire midfield with 5 to play is usually the way to get good results, right? Yeah, I thought so. And that's that. We're 1-0 losers in the last day of the season. I don't like it. Okay, cool. Forwards were pretty shocking. I mean, we did completely rotate the squad. We fall to 5th in the top half of the table, but I don't think that makes any difference financially. If it does, it might be 5 grand. We get 40,000 and 42. No, 40,420 for achieving 3rd in the National League. 30,000 for achieving 5th in the National League. Let's have a look. How much did we lose out on for losing that game? 5 grand. There you go. We didn't get the £618,000 for winning it. God, that's going up and up, isn't it? That's quite bad. That is a bit of a worry, to be honest with you, that that's suddenly £618,000. That was 279 when we started. And that is going to be, well, I mean, that's Europa getting that money every year. They don't even need that money. Man 62 have failed to qualify for Europe because they fell out. So yeah, because despite having a good second half of the season, they had a pretty awful first half of the season. The cup final will be Europa versus Lincoln. Big surprise. And we end up finishing, I mean, Monte Calpe finished in the same points as College 75, who played 2 games less. That shows how much Lynx stole that position, doesn't it? But College 75 will get a massive chunk of cash for that as well. So that's good news for them. Anyway, we are going to talk about Mary. There's something about Mary. No. Squad. Come on. Focus. There we go. Right, we're going to run through pretty much everyone. Start at the top. So we've got Greg Simpson. He's our left winger. He's theoretically our most potential full player. I don't see it, but theoretically he is. He's under contract. In fact, it's probably better to sort this by contract, isn't it? Sort by contract expiry date, and then swap it back to the other view so you can see who we're talking about. So, Kevin Ramos is out of contract. He's non-contract. I would have kicked him out by now, but he has played a couple of times, so I am going to wait until I have signed another defence centre. I have never referred to it as a defence centre in my life, so I don't know why I did that time. He will be gone. It's just a matter of guaranteeing I'll have a replacement for him. Peter Cabazzetto, I feel quite bad about this one. I took him off college and then played him once. I do feel bad about that. He'll be gone. Leon Laguea, defensive midfielder, 25 years old. He reckons he's got potential. Again, I can't see it. He'll be gone. He played in that last one not particularly well. Paul G, 24 years old. Again, it says there's potential there. Again, I can't see it. He's a left back who can't run. He's determined and brave, but that's not desperately useful as a left back. Yeah, I mean, I want my fullbacks to attack. He's got a pace of 4, crossing of 1, dribbling of 1. Probably gone. Matthew Wilkinson is a right back, sort of. I mean, not even sort of. He's not a right back, is he? Look at the state of him. Again, can't run, can't cross, can't dribble, can't mark. No teamwork. No anticipation. He's not staying. I will probably, in fact, you know what? Let's get the big boy pants on. You lot. Goodbye. Ethan Hobson. Centre midfielder, 2.5 stars, potentially rising to 5. He's only 21. He's also incredibly slow. But determined, take a free kick. He's only 21. We'll leave him alone. He can stay. And I think we're then on to the players whose contracts are expiring now. Niall Serra will be gone. I'm not giving him a new contract. Can't head, can't mark. Can kind of tackle, can't run. He can jump very high. Fair play. Louis Annesley. I think I would keep him if he were not 31. But he can't mark and can't tackle. And a right back, can't cross, can't run with it. There's a lot of can'ts in this squad, isn't there? Harrison Heath. There's the first of the new contracts. So those are actually the only 2 getting released. In fact, I'll mark them as such now before I forget. Contract. Oh, I seem to have already listed them as no longer required. So they'll be gone. Yeah, Harrison Heath. is a 35-year-old centre midfielder. And already he's faster than all of those fullbacks. Don't get me wrong, he's still not that good. He may well be past his best, and that's putting it mildly. But I mean, look at that history. He's played for Everton, Norwich, Orlando City, Atlanta United, Sacramento, Minnesota, Crawley. One of these things is not like the others. But yeah, I mean, come on. He's played nearly a full season 4 years in a row. He'll have another. He'll have a part to play. Sam Hart. It was hard. Sam Hart, the left back, again faster than the players I've just released, despite being 34. We'll give him another year. He might become a scout, it reckons. Let's ask him. Let's see if we can convince him to be a scout, and then we can keep him on permanently. Because we haven't got any scouts. Did you notice the where's the recommend? No, not staff edition. Not that one. Recommend possible future staff role. I think you should be a scout. You'll think about it. Come on. Yeah, I remember I had that scouting job application advert thing going. I want a scout. Please, would you like to be a scout? Apply now if you'd like to be a scout. 7 months. Hasn't had a single applicant. I'd like this guy to be a scout, because even if it's a pair of ones, he's going to be better than what I've got. Joe Ridley on the left wing. He's a forward left winger. He's not terrible. He's not as bad as those 5s and 6s make him look. He can finish, could be more composed. He's okay. He'll do a job at left wing centre, more at centre forward than left wing. Sam Yo. Right back. Can't run, can't cross, can't dribble, etc., etc. He's got another year's contract, and I have no idea how he's managed to steal that. But he would be gone if I had the option to get rid of him. Jake Victor. He will definitely be gone if only I had the option to get rid of him. I'd consider paying him off. He's definitely not a first-choice goalkeeper, not by a long shot. We need a proper goalkeeper, no question. I wonder if I can convince him. He says he wants to be a goalkeeping coach. Would he like to do that now? Like, immediately? No, don't worry about continuing playing as well. Still focusing on your football. What football? Jack Breed is a player I didn't know I had. I think today was the first time I've ever seen him. Left winger, no pace, no stamina. That's what you want. Can't cross. Yeah, so Kai Redgrave, right winger, bit of pace. That's it. But there's a bit of pace in there. You can run with the ball a bit. He doesn't want to play for Colchester. I feel like that's not going to be a problem, mate. Jack Wells Morrison. This is one of the other good centre midfielders. In fact, we have got 3 good centre midfielders. Doesn't want to play for Crystal Palace. Again, I don't think that's going to be something that's going to concern you long term. Decision making and stamina. This one, honestly, a star rating's a bit generous, I think. He can bring the ball under control well, but then he can't really do anything else with it. But he still does a job. Finley Cawthorne, or whatever you want to nickname him in the comments. Reasonably quick. A good striker, I would say. Not a great one by any stretch, but a good one. Certainly better than anything else we've seen. Danny Taylor. Oh my goodness. A left winger who can't run. He can run with the ball, but not very quickly. Reasonably determined. Did I do this? No, I didn't do that. Thank you. I was afraid that was my fault. He's on 85 quid a week. He's a fringe player. He's probably going to find himself in the reserves. Jordan Hopper, good solid centre-half. Thinks he's a right-back. He is wrong about that. But he's a good solid centre-half. Could do with being a bit taller. But, you know, can't do a lot about that. Dom Hawkins, very good centre midfielder. He's an advanced playmaker, kind of, but he's a centre midfielder. And he's 21, and he's only going to get better. This one I'm very excited about. The problem is, because those old men in centre midfield doesn't get a lot of games. Jake Brooks, striker, finishing 17. I mean, that in itself is very, very good. Could do with a bit more around his game other than that, but finishing 17 will keep him for that reason alone. And because he's got another year on his contract. Ben Allenson, 19-year-old left winger. Bit of pace. Little bit of ability. Geordie Thomas, 13 finishing, 12 composure. Bang. A striker who can hit the back of a net. 13 determination means that these physicals might crawl up. But it's unlikely because we're a part-time team. Anthony Moore, right winger, 19 years old, 50 quid a week. A bit of pace. Determination, I reckon he's got a chance. And there is a few of these youngsters that have got a chance. Joe Hobbs, left back. This is the one on loan from Europa. He's a centre half. He's a centre half if he's anything. But he is getting better. You can see his marking going up, his strength and stamina going up. That's what we need from the man. Harry Johnson, he's the guy from Europa as well. I think we've got him for another year as well. The stats don't do him justice, but he does score a lot of goals. He scored 7 and 11 in the league this year. Greg Simpson we've already looked at, and Danny Adams we have already briefly looked at. 16-year-old goalkeeper, 25 quid a week, bargain. He'll be our backup goalkeeper going into next season, I imagine, with Jake Victor hopefully being put out to stud somewhere. Now the reserves also have a load of players in. And if we go in there and sort that by contract and then sort by expiry, you see we've got to get down to Sean De Los Santos before we get rid of anyone. Louis Annesley is not marked for set for release. There we go. But a lot of these players will be leaving. In fact, we have to get down way down to Joe Ridley. So let's quickly, and I realise we're 21. 21's not bad actually. We'll keep going. Kevin Ramos we've looked at, Capaceto, Laguerre, G, and Wilkinson we've looked at all of them. Lewis Ralph. 4.5 star potential. Pull the other one. Not a chance. He's 23 years old with a determination of 4. 6 is one of his better physical stats. Not a chance. He's gone. In fact, we've got to try and remember to do that. In fact, let's just do it here. Contract in the bin. Matthew Unsworth. 23-year-old, 4-star potential. Again, nope. Good teamwork. Good tackling. I'm afraid you are also going in the bin. We needed to cut the size down anyway. I mentioned this in one of the other videos where the squad is so big that some of the high prospect players aren't getting a game. Charlie Evans might not have the required ability or potential. When you say might, I think you mean doesn't. 3 determination, 5 pace. Straight away, get in the bin. This is meant to be a whole, like, you tell me what you think thing, but it hasn't really worked out that way. Ethan Hobson we're keeping. Mel Bailey. I mean, again, a right winger with some pace. 12 pace, 11 determination. Against my better judgment, I'm not sacking him yet. Chris Hanna. Thinks an advanced playmaker, we don't use those. Thinks centre mid, can't run, can't do anything physically. That's shocking, physicals. Determination of 5, get in the bin. Who was that? Chris Hanna. Sean De Los Santos will be out of contract in the summer, thank God. 33 years old. He's not a player anymore if he ever was one. Louis Annesley we've looked at. Tom Lucas, 19-year-old striker. There's almost a footballer in there, but there's not enough of one. So he's gone. He's set for release because we're at that time of year. Paul Lay is not set for release. But goodness me, he should be. There we go. Jonathan Alecchio. I mean, we're going to save a lot of money on these youngster contracts. We're not short of cash by any stretch, but he's gone. Gary Swallow is gone. These ones aren't really worth looking at, are they? We'll hammer through a few. James Doherty is very gone. Again, if you're a left winger and you haven't got any pace, that's a bit of an issue. Liam Pickles. Fantastic name. Sorry you haven't got a future here, mate. Where's he gone? Liam Pickles is there. Release, yes. Jeff Booth. Yeah, you're gone as well. There's a lot of dreadful footballers here. I'm sorry, no offence to any of you, but I mean a bit of offence if we're being honest. James, I'm going to hover over these. James Dormer, no. Sean Villar, no. Brian Sutton, no. These people got real contracts. Billy Scott Danks, fantastic name, not so much a good footballer. Although, that eyebrow hair combination I respect. I do respect it. Not enough to give him a contract, but I respect it. And then we're on to Luke Black is the last one of the contracts expiring this summer. And yeah, you can go too. I am being... Whoops, wrong button. I don't want to pay him 50 quid now. I'll pay him 50 quid over the next 2 weeks. I am being very harsh on it. Some of these guys got contracts into 2035. Oh yeah, these are the new guys. Christian Aguilera. I swear I swear on everything that I did not name this man. Like, look, see, that's his genuine full name, Christian Aguilera. There's a fan in there somewhere. This is one of the youngsters come through the youth. Might have a chance. He's determined, so maybe, but only maybe. Steve Dyche, in no way related to Sean. Very, very, very determined. That's about it. This was the promising to good youth intake. Didn't really work out that way. There are a few others, but I forget which ones, so I'm just going to hover over them until, you know. There's no diamonds in this particular rough. That's all I'm saying. If you want more information, feel free to pause. Just hammer through these youth players. I don't know why we don't have a youth team, to be honest with you. It would probably be quite useful if we did. Ugh. Yeah, sometimes I'm even surprised by how bad these guys are. Oh, Danny Adams is a goalkeeper, so yeah. I'm now sort of done a top down, bottom up thing, haven't I? So I've kind of a bit lost. But we have gotten to the point where we know everyone below there, and many of them are first teamers, in fact, most of them are first teamers. He isn't. Who are you? Joe Cohen? Possibly got a chance. Again, once I've got rid of most of these lot, I will move them all up to the first team again for the off season, so that they can play plenty of friendlies. We will be in Europe, so we'll have that to look forward to. And yeah, the European teams this year, was it Mons Calpe? Yeah, Mons Calpe, us, Lincoln, and Europa. We need... What do we need? As an absolute minimum, we need Europa to qualify for a group stage. We need Lincoln to get through at least one round of the knockouts. And ideally, either us or Mons Calpe get through another knockout round as well. We are now at the point... We're on the exciting stuff now, I'm afraid. We're now at the point where we're no longer guaranteed more coefficient points because we've gotten far enough now that I've already started. Yeah, this will be the last year. We got 1.25 points last year. Because obviously it slides along when the new season starts. We need to score 3 or 4 points this year. And we're going to take that hit because that's when I run really deep in the Conference League. We're going to take a hit unless we get very lucky with teams doing well. So we're 28th at the minute. 19 points looks like it'll take us up 1, 2... It'll take us up 2 places to, what's that, 26th. What does 26th give you extra? Oh, second qualifying round of the Conference League instead of first. That's useful. I mean, we've already got that now, but we didn't have that last year. So second qualifying round of the Conference League is a big step, and we'll get that again. Have I just done that wrong? No, it's the 1.5 that's going to disappear now. So yeah, this season, we're going to go down, not up. Unless one of us does something magnificent. It's not us. What we really need, more than anything else, is for Europa to win their first knockout round. Because the first knockout round decides whether you stay in the Champions League or drop all the way to the Conference League. So hopefully they'll do that for us. That would be good of them, wouldn't it? It's enough rambling for now. Thank you for your company through Season 10. I will see you in Season 11 for a Conference League knockout qualifying round thing against, hopefully, someone we've never heard of. Because I guarantee you, from their point of view, it'll be someone they've never heard of. Thank you very much for watching. See you next season. Bye-bye.